Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Clayton Furidi here with another Dragoncurve video, this time on the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian. Now, I think for a lot of you that haven't seen this, just get out of here already. I'm going to be spoiling the whole thing in the next few minutes, and I really want to talk about it, so if you don't want to learn about the special appearances and what happens in the plot, get out now. Save yourself and watch it ahead of time. Everybody else, how fucking cool was it to see Luke Skywalker, man? That was like, wow. As soon as that X-Wing started to come in there, I had been talking, actually, I'll go into this pretty deep. I had been talking with my dad about who the Jedi could possibly be that's going to come get Baby Yoda. And, I brought up, I think it's going to be Luke Skywalker. And he was like, nah. And he didn't want to see Luke Skywalker because of what happened in The Last Jedi. And long story short, like most people I've talked to in the real world about Star Wars, they've been kind of disappointed at episode 8 and episode 9, and I myself, I've kind of shied away from it all. I stepped back. I was like, all right, I need to chill. And The Mandalorian being as good as it was and as fun as it was and as inclusive for all Star Wars fans, that whole Luke Skywalker reveal made me super, super happy. I wasn't sure how they were going to handle it on a technical level, but it says Mark Hamill, he's in the credits of the movie or episode, so I'm all over the place. Anyways, as soon as I saw that happen, I was like, all right, they're really going for it. And then I saw the black cloak come down the hallway. I was like, okay, yeah, they're really going for it. Green lightsaber, sure. He starts chopping those dark troopers from the Dark Forces video game down. Like, it was awesome, man. And it made me, it wasn't just that bit of fan service. It was also the fact that they presented Luke Skywalker as accurately as possible alongside a character moment for Mando, for Din Djarin. That moment where he takes his helmet off voluntarily and shows his face to Grogu before he gives him to Luke. And then they had R2-D2 doing all that. It was just really good. It's really good character stuff. It's a really good arc, so to speak. I mean, obviously there's going to be more seasons coming forward, but what we've seen is a major character moment where he takes his mask off, and you just see that sort of serious implications that are going on there with not only who he is as a person, but the Mandalorian religion that he's followed with Death Watch. And it's just very fun to me. The only thing that kind of makes me feel bad is like, does that mean we were not going to be able to see Baby Yoda in the next season? Because if that's true, that would kind of suck. I really want to see that character continued in some form in the new episodes. But all in all, just this is how I think they should go about doing Star Wars in the future, like forward. They should give these moments for fans that are really into the Luke Skywalker character in the period after Return of the Jedi. They should put this much care and attention into it, but they should also further explore the brand new. The Mandalorian as a character is very, very cool. Grogu as a character has been incredibly successful and everybody has loved. Bo-Katan is something that they could do a lot with in the future. They're spinning off Boba Fett in his own little show, which is cool in and of itself. That looks very, very fun, but you can go in all kinds of different directions with everybody here. Cara Dune. You can go in different directions with, oh, by the way, what happened to the other Mandalorian that was supposed to be the male one, the guy that was like hanging out with Katie Sackhoff and the other girl? Like, did he die or something? Did I miss something? Maybe I missed something. I felt like he should have been there, but all of these characters that the Mandalorian has introduced have been interesting to me. The Armorer from the first season. None of those Mandalorians were in this season at all whatsoever, by the way. Ahsoka Tano was a very cool Jedi to see in that episode, and I'm sure she'll be back for more stuff, as well as her own TV series. And I have liked, Timothy Oliphant's character was really cool. Everybody was really, really cool. The Mandalorian is definitely where I think they should take Star Wars in the future. Don't know what's going to happen with Moff Gideon. I really thought Mando should have killed him, but, they've set that thing up where Bo-Katan is going to have to fight Mando for the Darksaber, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, I'm just saying right now, this is the greatest ending for Star Wars that Star Wars has gotten, I think, in the Disney era stuff. Previously, I thought that it would probably be the season finale last time, with the death of IG-11 and what they were doing with Moff Gideon getting out of the TIE Fighter, and all that stuff was really, really cool. But I definitely think that The Mandalorian is the way it's going to light the way for Star Wars in the future. My dad, like I said earlier, he noped out, man. He went into The Force Awakens. He liked it. Me and him both did not like Rogue One. We really didn't enjoy The Last Jedi. And we didn't even see Solo in theaters. I later saw Solo. I thought Solo was all right. But Rise of Skywalker, I went alone. I couldn't even drag anybody to go with me. I was like, all right, I'm going to give it one more chance. Walked out, and it was what it was, man. I was really hoping that they could, bring it all together. But I will say that when The Force Awakens came out in 2015, I was a super happy fan. I was a super happy customer of storytelling, I guess is what you could possibly say. But it's because I gave them good faith. I was like, okay, you're going to explain all this stuff in the future, right? The First Order, where Snoke comes from, what happened to Luke, XYZ, all this stuff going forward. And they some of that they did, but I think by the time Rise of Skywalker ended, I was sort of like, oh, okay, all right. And I'm not one to really kick a dead horse or beat a dead horse, whatever you want to call it, but I will say this, Mandalorian's great, and it's crazy. My dad's been reacting the same way. He's been all about, he's like, that's Boba Fett. And he's been like, he's like, nah, they're not going to bring Luke back. They're not going to, like, and he was more on the line, they were going to bring back Mace Windu. I was like, Mace Windu's not coming back. He's dead. He was like, dude, Boba Fett got eaten by a worm 30 years ago and he came back. If he could come back, Samuel L. Jackson could come back too. I was like, fair enough. All right. They might do something like that. But really, like, it's interesting to watch his reaction too, because he was 14 in 1977. He loves the original trilogy. He even stuck up for Phantom Menace. And I think he doesn't like Attack of the Clones that much, but he really does like Revenge of the Sith. So for him to be so lukewarm and say straight up like he doesn't like the new Star Wars movies, and for him to really like The Mandalorian, I think it's a big deal, and I really like it too. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the implementation of Luke Skywalker, the spinning off of Boba Fett, what they did with Mando as a character in the face reveal, and how serious this whole thing is with him and Grogu, as well as what they set up in the future with a captured Moff Gideon and Bo-Katan having to get the lightsaber back, as well as Grogu's training with Luke. I want to see that. I mean, all of it. Like, it's great. This is the greatest ending The Mandalorian has ever seen. It's the greatest ending Star Wars has seen, and probably since Revenge of the Sith. It's really good. It's great. I could praise it all day. There's been scenes in The Mandalorian both seasons where I've been like, that's a little silly, but that's a little dumb. There's a scene in the first episode of season 2 where the guy is talking to Mando and they're both on speeder bikes and they're talking, like having a casual conversation. And I'm like, how can you hear each other with that big whir of, like, not only that, you're driving like Anakin's pod racer. I know how loud that thing is. I remember in The Phantom Menace where Sebulba was like on top of him and you could barely hear the, anything happening other than the engines. So there's a little bit of, like real Star Wars stuff there that I'm like, okay, you could have done that a little more believable, but whatever. I mean, it's a net win in my opinion. And I could sit here and talk about how much I like Luke Skywalker coming back forever, but you guys have already heard it. The implications for this are big. I would love Mark Hamill to do like a Jedi Academy series where he trains like Kyle Katarn or something. I don't know. Or they can do so much with it, man. I'm just gonna tell you guys right away, this episode has been so good, I've been contemplating on rewatching The Last Jedi, which I have not done since the theater. Apart from my friend Ivan Ortega's cut of it, which is like highly different, by the way. That's how good this is. That's what you can really turn people around. They will forgive you if you bring something else in. Now, granted, I'm probably not going to watch it, but it's making me contemplate it, man. I'm telling you the power of this stuff. I'm over the moon about it. This is so cool. Sucks we gotta wait a whole year to see more of it, but hey, in December we get the Book of Boba Fett, and that sounds pretty cool too. Anyways, guys, whatever your own thoughts and opinions on all this happen to be, all of it is welcome here. I just want to talk about this real quick before we get back to playing Tomb Raider and other stuff, because this is awesome. Anyways, whatever your thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below.